Twilio Quest is a game that allows you to learn the Twilio API by doing a quest. It's a gamified sort of RPG experience. I've done the first sort of few missions already before, but I've never actually done anything past like maybe the 3rd or 4th level. So I'm going to code this in PHP. I'm going to try and do this as easily as possible in the main. So I'm not going to try and like do everything fully tested initially for the simplest problems. But maybe when we get to some of the more complicated coding stuff, I'm going to try and then make a decision when I should move out of just doing some functional coding and when I should move into maybe the next step of testing. And that's kind of part of the exploring for me. So that's pretty cool. Hello to Etienne3 and the mighty Felix Benares. How you doing, Kat? So this is Twilio Quest. This is, I've just literally gone to twilio.com/quest. You need to log in, create an account with Twilio if you want to play along. It's pretty good fun. So we need to start off. I'm going to say, allow others to view your progress. Yes. We'll call ourselves Spabby if we can. Choose wisely. You may not be able to change this. Okay, that's fine. Spabby. Let's go for pink hair, I think. What do you think? Pink hair looks good to me. This camera's a bit low. Hang on. Any better? We're moving things on the fly here. Sorry. That looks a bit better. Yeah. Kat, I'm going to see you next week. So we might as well mention that right now. I'll be at DPC next week. Next Thursday, Friday. Flying in Thursday, flying out Sunday for DPC. It's amazing. We're sponsoring at Twilio. It's a great conference. Yes, and I'm really, really, really looking forward to being there. It's my first conference representing Twilio, so I'm really excited about that. And I can't wait. Pink hair for the win, says Brunty. Hey Matt, how you doing? So yeah, let's go. Let's see how we go here. So, welcome adventurer. Let's take a look around before we get started. Let's do that. Click on missions to see a list of APIs and techniques you can learn about in Twilio Quest. Next. Each mission has multiple objectives with code challenges you'll complete. Okie dokie. When you receive a new piece of loot, you can equip it on your avatar from the inventory screen. Okay. View and share your progress with the world on the progress screen. Okay. Update your avatar's display name or select an in-person Twilio Quest event you're attending on the settings screen. I can do that too. Cool. To begin your journey, try the getting started mission. Okay, I learned some credit, which I've already got because that's the benefit of being an employee, I guess. And a Twilio Quest t-shirt when you finish. Good luck. Onward! Okay, getting started. Let's do this. I don't remember you from the Zen Framework 1 IRC. Sorry, Etienne. I remember the Zen Framework 1 IRC. I met amazing people there, like Kat and loads of other people. But yeah, I used to be Spabby on IRC, and then I decided that I had to try and build a brand, right? So I went with GWH on Twitter and IRC and all the good stuff. But I still use Spabby for my gaming handle. So I've been using this channel to stream some gaming, but you know, I guessed I really wanted to try to start investigating live streaming some coding. So I already have this channel. Oh, there's a boop 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 coming through. Thank you for the follow, Brunty. That's really nice. I can now spam you every time I go live. That's really nice. So, earn some easy XP and learn about some tools that can aid you on your quest. Equip yourself. 50 XP. Okay. Learn how to equip your avatar with this valuable and stylish equipment. We really need to do that. Objective. So, we got our objective and our victory conditions. Some of these will be more difficult than others. Completing objectives in Twilio Quest earns you loot. Learn how to equip your avatar with this valuable and stylish equipment. Equip your Twilio chucks of increased preparedness. Okay. I think we can do that. I think we can go to inventory and then equip our Twilio chucks of increased preparedness. They look like they've gone on my feet. I think I've done it. Now I go back to missions and getting started. I guess I could have used the back button, but it's already detected it and I've now got 50 XP. I win. Yes. Yes. 50 XP. Cool. Rank E. Okay. Get a Twilio phone number. This is where it starts to get, really, really interesting. So set up a Twilio phone number that can handle both voice and SMS. Let's do this. Okay. So the objective here, it does give you a full-on step-by-step if this is something you really would like to do yourself. But I'm just going to do this because I kind of know how to do it, I hope. So twilio.com/console. And we want to go to phone numbers. In a normal account, this would already be in the dashboard there. And then buy a number. Now note, if you're doing this with a trial account, you won't actually pay any real money for this until you upgrade to a full account, but that's fine. So all we want is one that supports voice and SMS. As much as I'd like to be able to send faxes, I guess I don't really care. So doesn't really bother me what this number is. That'll do. So it's $1 a month per number you buy on Twilio. But given that you get like $20 free when you complete the first section of this, it's not so bad. So let's buy this number, I guess. Okay, it's voice, fax, and SMS. Wonderful. Let's buy it. I know this isn't live code, and I will do some live coding, I promise. I don't really care about setting up the number at this point because I just want to complete the Twilio Quest part. So again, this gives you all you need to know here, but realistically, I just need to do the self-verification and say, there's my Twilio phone number I just bought. Verify. And hopefully this works. Hooray! 50 more XP for me. Come on. Come on. Cool. Next objective. So now I should have 100 XP. Yes. Explore the API Explorer. Learn how the API Explorer works. No, learn how the API Explorer can put the Twilio APIs just a mouse click away. In this objective, you'll send a text message without ever leaving the Twilio console. This is cool. So we need to use the API Explorer to send a text message with a body of this, which I guess I should copy first as last. If you have a trial account, make sure your mobile phone number is verified with Twilio. I don't have a trial account, so that's cool. Open the API Explorer, select Programmable SMS, expand the message API, select the post. You should be on this page. Place your verified mobile phone number in the to field. Select one of your Twilio numbers in the from field and supply the body field. Okay, this is where I reveal my mobile phone number to the world. I'm cool. We can do that. It's not a bad thing. Maybe I'll blank this out on the VOD, but I trust everyone in chat, so yeah, it's all good. Some of you already have my mobile number, so that's not so bad. So what do we need to do? We need to go to the API Explorer. Oh no. Oh no, what have I done? What have I done? Get back to the Twilio Quest. Okay. Open the API Explorer. Let's do it that way. Cool. Select Programmable SMS. Okay, Programmable SMS. Expand the Messages API. Okay. Select Post. Select Create Message. So this is like our standard API Explorer where you can create and send this. Thanks, Matt. This is where you can create and send. You can send SMS. You can send API requests to the SMS gateway directly from within the API Explorer. So that's my number. There you go. I can change it from the number I just bought. And then we don't care about anything else except for the body, which I need to be this. So there, I could send it using curl now, which is pretty cool. But we can just send this. I don't need any of the other stuff filled in. I'm just making a simple request. So let's make the request. Created. The message was successful. Oh yeah, I do have a message on my phone. I'm not going to show you that, but I do have a message on my phone from 07480. Or even my watch is going bonkers saying, you have a message. So cool, that's done. So now I should be able to self-verify that. I don't need to worry about any of the other stuff. Oh, paste the message SID into the verification section below. So I guess that's in the response. There's the SID in the response. So the response gives us information about how and when the message was sent. So there's the body, it's queued, how much it cost, which is nothing, blah, 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 blah. So we can paste the SID in here and verify. Ta-da! I am the winner. I am the winner again. We'll get on to code after this, don't worry. Because I know everyone's dying for me to actually code this stuff and make loads of mistakes so you can all yell at me in chat, because that's kind of how this works. So create the TwiML bin. So this is kind of key to Twilio. This is the stuff I learned when I was in my onboarding last week. And we all have to create our own app to get these like snazzy red jackets. Once you've created your own Twilio app, you get a snazzy red Twilio track jacket that I'm not wearing. So everyone has to create an app. Everyone who joins the company has to create an app. And I learned about TwiML last week when I was creating an app. So it's just well-formed XML that allows Twilio, the platform, to do things for you. And we'll come on to how that works soon. This is like really sounding like a sales pitch, and it's not a sales pitch. I'm just trying to learn how this stuff works. So TwiML is the key to working with voice calls and responding to text messages. Host some TwiML in the Twilio console without having to set up a server, and play a greeting for your callers. So create a TwiML bin that greets a voice caller, and I'm going to follow that because it's easier than navigating around the API, right? Navigating around the web page. Configure your Twilio voice number to answer voice calls with that TwiML bin. Dial your Twilio number to confirm it answers the call and plays your greeting. Enter your Twilio number in the self-verification. Okay, let's see if we can actually do this intuitively, which is probably gonna like be a big fail. So voice greeting is going to be my name of the TwiML bin, and then I need to write well-formed XML in order to get this stuff working. So I want response. You can see on the right-hand pane how it should look. This is the TwiML you need to actually say something as a response using voice. And then we want a say node. And then we want close the response node. Anyone want to tell me what I should make my phone say to me when I answer this call? Any suggestions? Kat, you normally got some good things up your sleeve. What would you like me to make this say? Mozambique here. Okay, that sounds like a really random thing to say, but Matt and I play quite a lot of Apex Legends, and when you ping the Mozambique, the worst gun in the game, that's kind of a meme. So MOZAMB, no, that's not right. BIQUE, Mozambique, Mozambique. Yes, indeed, the Mozambique. Is that even how you spell it? MOZAM. Have you spelled it right there, Matt? MOZAMBIQUE. Why does it look wrong? Okay, so this looks like it's valid voice TwiML. It says it's voice TwiML, so we can create this bin. Okay, so we've just created a bin called voice greeting. Now what we need to do is go back to our phone number. I don't know why my regular, like usually what you see in the left-hand pane here is what your regular usages are, so you don't have to keep going back. Oh, I see. Pin in dock. There you go. Done. That's why. So now we can go to my phone number and this phone number, and then when we go into this pane, it'll tell us what the hell do you want to do when things happen. So in this instance, when a call comes in, we don't want to do a webhook. We want to do TwiML, and we want to use the TwiML bin that I just created. So essentially, what that's saying is every time a call comes in to that number, use this TwiML to actually respond. So let's see if it works. This is quite scary, but let's see if it works. I guess I should try and set up some way of mirroring my phone onto this screen when I'm doing this kind of stuff. +44. I mean, you can call it yourself if you want to try it. +44748 07 Here we go. Hopefully you can hear this.
Mozambique here.
Woohoo! Winner. Mozambique here. So then we copy and paste our number into Twilio Quest and say, yep, I've done it. You can call it and verify. That's all good. Ta-da! I mean, this is pretty simple stuff, right? Pretty simple stuff. Okay, Twilio functions. This is pretty cool, actually. So this is the functions as a service. So you don't actually need to spin up a web server. When a TwimL bin won't do, you can write your own Node.js code using Twilio functions. Let's look at how to generate TwimL with a Twilio function to respond to an SMS with a fact about dogs. Excuse me. Tea. It's tea time. I really put my mic in completely the wrong place for drinking tea. So we want to create a Twilio function that generates messages in TwimL with a random fact about dogs, and then configure the Twilio phone number to respond to an SMS message. Now, because I'm so absolutely awful at Node, I mean, I did work with it for a year, so I probably shouldn't be saying that, but, you know, it is what it is. Click the plus button, blah, 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 choose the hello SMS template and click create. Provide a name for the function and provide a path, and then paste in. It's going to give me the code, which is super nice because, you know, I really genuinely wouldn't know off the top of my head how I could like write a Node function to hit an API and return the result, which is really bad. But anyway, we want to create a function. I think it said to use hello SMS template. Let's check that. Let's check that. Hello SMS, yeah. So I want to use the hello SMS template, create, give it a name, dogs. Okay, and the path is going to be dogs, fact. It's all good. And then we can just say event incoming messages. I think it said we needed to do that. It makes sense that we would need to do that. Oh, it doesn't tell us we should do it. I'm going to do it anyway. Seems reasonable. So I guess GOT is a HTTP request library like Guzzle or something. I'm guessing. And then we can say, we're going to say TwimL equals a TwimL messaging response. And then we're going to hit this API, I guess. Some parameters, return JSON, and then it's a promise, which I hate. So then we're going to say twiml.message response.body.facts not. This is interesting. The twiml.message will produce a well-formed piece of TwimL for us, so we don't actually have to create the TwimL ourselves. So twiml.message will just reply, will just create a string which says TwimL, open close TwimL, and then message, open close message, node. And then it does a callback, and then it does an error, I guess. I'm so bad at this kind of stuff. So the important thing is our function name is dogs, and our path is /dogsfact, I think. So I'm going to try and add that to the number without me actually like trying to do anything, because I think we should just say when a message comes in, use this function, and the function, oh, I hope that the function would be dogs. Maybe I need to refresh this page. We're flying on the skin of our teeth now. Function. Ah, dogs. Cool. And then save. So hopefully now if I text anything to this number, it'll give me a dog fact. Let's see if that actually works. So send message. For the next stream, I'll make sure you can see my screen. Dogs. You can text to this number too if you want to. Give me a dog fact. Come on. 07480 736 685. It didn't give me a dog fact. What I can see though is the debugger's flashing to say you've done something really stupid here. So let's check that out. Let's get to the debugger and see what's going on. Uh-oh. Someone else text as well, which I like to see. So here's the problem. Your function timed out before responding. I wonder if it's timing out because of cannot find module got. Uh-oh. This is real. This is real, like, erroring. Okay. Calm down. Let's see what happens here. Open the Twilio functions in the Twilio console. Click the plus button to create a new function. Choose the hello SMS template and click create. Provide a name for the function, e.g. SMS.facts. Provide a path. We did. Paste in the following code. Oh, Yeah, I didn't read the bottom bit. Add got to the list of modules in your function by configuring your function. So I'm guessing this is like telling the function what dependencies it has. It's kind of a... Oh, it's just npm modules. So if I click add and then type got and then pick a version, hopefully, or is it just going to detect a version? No, do I need to like pick from a drop down? Come on, you can do it. Does it say in the instructions? Oh, 9.6.0. Okay. You know, the trick here is to read stuff before trying to do it, I think. I think we'll all agree with that. Save. Okay, cool. Whew. I wonder if I can you like evoke the function from within here? I don't know. I haven't really worked with these sort of serverless functions before, but I'm learning as I go. That's the whole point. Dogs! Give me a dog fact. 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 Come on. Still sending. Aha! A dog's shoulder blades are unattached to the rest of the skeleton to allow greater flexibility for running. It's true. It's true. I'm not lying. It is true. Dog facts galore. Anyone else get a dog fact? Paste it in chat. Okay, now we can go back to Twilio Quest and self-certify that we can do this. Ta-da! Dog facts for the win. Awesome. So that's some Node. That's not what I promised to do, but at least it was some coding, right? And I did make a complete mockery of myself. Set up ngrok for local development. Anyone use ngrok? Ngrok is awesome. Super useful for when you're working with webhooks. The way that the really cool Twilio platform works is it's like this weird I'm going to use a different scene because I can. It's like this really weird gateway between the telephony world, which is super complicated and I haven't got any idea about how it works, and then the web world. So it kind of sits in between, giving you an API into the telephony world. It also like does other stuff, like sits between you and WhatsApp, or with the SendGrid acquisition, you can do emails using the same API. It's all super cool. But obviously, to respond to stuff with more complicated code that you can't use a Twilio function for, then we need to be able to respond to webhooks. So when an SMS comes in, hit this URL for us and tell us exactly what the SMS is. When a phone call comes in, hit this endpoint for us. So I just wanted to use my talking scene because I created it. So that's pretty cool, right? So yeah, we need to use, what we can do is we can use ngrok. Ngrok will proxy a private web server that's running on our development machine, and it will allow us to make that publicly accessible. So it's really cool for us to be able to test our functions that we're doing without needing to actually like push anything onto the web. It's super cool. So what we need to do here, like I've just explained what ngrok is, but we need to serve up a static web page that displays the text "Hello World" accessible from the public internet. We need to verify the page can be reached via ngrok, either in a new browser tab or your mobile browser of choice. We need to paste your ngrok URL into the self-verification section to complete the objective. Cool. And then we're going to get the Twilio track jacket, which I just showed you, which is super cool. So ngrok is really good. What I'm going to be using for developing for now, and I may actually like change this later on and go to like a Dockerized environment or a Vagrant environment or whatever. But at the moment, I'm just going to be using my local version of PHP 7.3.5, which has Xdebug enabled. So I know I've got a web server there. I've also got ngrok installed. You can install it using Brewcask or ngrok.io. ngrok.com. ngrok.com will give you, or ngrok.exe even, maybe. I think that's the new Just ngrok.com will give you instructions. It's really, 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 really easy to install. I don't say that lightly as someone who can like wrestle with a problem forever. So I've got it installed already, which is cool. So what we want to do is create a web server first. So I'm in an empty folder called TwilioQuest. So let's just do php-s and let's do it on port 4242. Hopefully. I mean, I got nothing to serve there yet. Yes, please allow incoming connections. Cool. So at least I've got a web server running in this directory now. And let's create the hello world in my in PHP Storm here. So let's just create, I mean, we only need a static file, so we might as well just call it like HTML. Hello world.html. I mean, we don't even need any of this nonsense, do we? We just need like hello world, I think it wanted it to say. I think. Where's my browser? There it is. Okay. Yep, just hello world. Okay, so now I should be able to go to like node.node.node.4242/hello world.html. There's a bonus that works. So this is not anything special, right? We're just using PHP's built-in web server to serve up this web page, and it's only accessible on my local network essentially. But we can use ngrok to make that accessible to the world. So if we go back to Twilio Quest, let me make this. I'll make this bigger. Sorry. Hopefully you can see that. So now what we can do is we can say ngrok http 4242. I think that's all there is to it. I mean, we'll see. If I can remember how to use ngrok, then yes. So this is the URL we need to use on the internet, and you should be able to use this URL and hello world.html your end. You should be able to get hello world, which is coming from my machine, using ngrok. So ngrok is super, super, super useful for when you're working with webhooks. And so many like APIs or third-party products will want to respond to webhooks. So Facebook API, you can respond to webhooks when things are posted. Things like Flickr's API will do it. Tons of them will do it. And this is super useful for actually just being able to develop locally and test those webhooks. I really like that. So then we can just paste this ngrok URL into TwilioQuest and say, yes, I've got ngrok running. Please verify I have ngrok running. Oh, I thought it failed, but no. I am the best. I'm the Dr. Disrespect of live coding. Violence, speed, and momentum. Or patience, correctness, and right first time, or something. Not quite as catchy. I think I've done the first mission, which means I can now go into my inventory and equip my track jacket. Yeah, my red track jacket. So at this point you can win a free needs more mustache. Yeah, thanks. At this point you can win a free TwilioQuest t-shirt. So if you did this far in TwilioQuest, and the TwilioQuest t-shirt is cool, so if you just want a free t-shirt from this, then just do that first part, which is pretty simple. If you do it right now, you could probably just like steal my ngrok URL and like not even set up ngrok on your own machine. Like if you want to be really cheeky. In fact, because I have a pro account, I can do subdomain equals gh to make that easier for you if you want to steal it. So now I've got gh.ngrok.io as my URL. So you don't even have to remember those numbers. You can just paste that in. So if you want a free t-shirt, sign up for Twilio and work through what I've just done, and you get a free t-shirt. And I do think it's a pretty cool t-shirt. It needs more moustache. I mean, I've got my Google prototype scopes here now, so I could like put them on if it's helpful, right? How's that look? Yeah, and I need a wig, I guess, but it's all good. How the hell you can play games with glasses on is anyone's guess. I can't even code. Cool. So I still haven't done a lot of coding, but we're getting there. So let's go back to the missions. So what you would need to do at this point is you need to redeem the credit onto your account. So it'll tell you how to do that right here. I don't need to do that because I've got like 1 trillion credit, so that's fine. But But you would need to do that if you were running through this, because you'll need the credit now to move on to the programmable SMS, which is the interesting stuff. So, message in a bin. Oh, is that like supposed to be some kind of pun? Message in a bin. Oh, message in a bottle, maybe? Who knows? Sorry if you're watching and you worked on TwilioQuest. I'm sure it's a pun. I'm sure it's just me. The easiest way to use Twilio programmable SMS is to reply to an incoming text message with a TwiML bin. Let's dive in. Haven't we done this already? I think we've done this already. Is this a duplication? That would be cool. Because I think our number already responds with a... Oh, no, with a message to TwiML bin. Okay, so what we've got at the moment, right, is our message is using a function. So, respond to the incoming text message to your Twilio phone number with a reply that says, hello world, using TwiML bins. So this is essentially, right, exactly the same as we did with the voice, where we had, like, Mozambique here. Let me close some of these tabs, because I get really thingy about having so many tabs open. So we just need to create another TwiML bin, essentially. So we don't want the voice greeting. We want, like, SMS greeting. And then what we do is, I know what the TwiML is response. And then it's like message. Instead of say, it's just like message. So this is like interesting, because this is the crux of what we'll be doing when we use PHP to reply to text messages. We'll be creating well-formed TwiML as our response, mainly. Not always, because sometimes you want to do like really more complicated stuff. But generally what you'll do is, if you're writing an app that, for example, adds someone onto a mailing, an SMS marketing list, you'd want to add them to the database and then respond with TwiML to say you've been added to the list. So even though these things do tend to get like more complicated, typically like responding with TwiML is the heart of everything. So let's create that. I'm not even going to bother to like, I'm going to go to my phone number and I'm going to say, when a message comes in, don't use that function anymore. Respond with my TwiML. And of course I need to refresh the page, which I learned last time. When a message comes in, don't respond with the function anymore. Respond with TwiML and use the SMS greeting. Save. I'm not even going to test this. This is how comfortable I am. I mean, that's probably arrogant and idiotic, but surely just pasting my number in there will test it for me. Ta-da! Yay. Let's go. Okay. Now we're talking. Right. TwiML bins are handy when you want to reply to incoming text messages, but what if you want to send the first message to a user? That's where the REST API comes in. Let's get our local environment set up to send out outbound text messages. So now we can initiate a conversation by using an outbound text message. So send an outbound text message to +1 blah blah blah. Your text message should say, greetings, the current time is, I guess, the current time, and then this code here. Okay, so this is where you would need an upgraded account if you hadn't already upgraded it with the free credit. We have a developer environment. I'm definitely going to use Twilio's PHP SDK because it's super easy to use for me. Create a new script which configures your Twilio account SID and auth token locally. Yeah, you're all going to see my account SID and auth token, but I'm going to change it at the end of the stream, so unlucky. Send the text message using your program language to get the current time. Remember to include our verification code. Okay. So really, this should automatically self-verify once I've sent the text to that number. So let's go to PHPsville. So I'm just going to do a command line script that sends an SMS here, right? I'm not going to go crazy. I'm just going to do a script that I can run from the command line. I guess we need to then... open a new tab, bang, 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 bang. www.TwilioQuest. Okay, so we want a composer in it. Yeah, I don't really care about any of this stuff. And then we want a composer require and pull in the Twilio SDK. So all this is doing is making this a composer managed project, and then add in the Twilio SDK as a dependency of the project. So we're getting access to it in this project. And if you look now, you can see we've got a vendor directory and a composer JSON and a composer lock. So this is really cool. We now have the SDK available for us to use. So if we go back to PHP Storm, is this big enough, or do I need to make the font bigger here? In fact, I don't even know if anyone's still out there, so I may well be talking to myself, in which case, doesn't matter how big it is, it's fine. So let's create a new PHP file, and we're going to run this as a command line script. So let's just say send sms.php. Yep, I have require strict types equals 1, but we're not using PHP 7, so I need to fix that in PHP Storm. This is not a PHP thing, but it's a PHP Storm setting. I just want to tell PHP that I'm using 7.3 and where to find the interpreter to make that go away. No. Declare. Why on earth is my template saying require? Did I really do that? That's embarrassing. Templates. Where's my Oh, file and code templates. PHP. Oh, geez. Fix that straight off the bat. Okay, so I like to use PHP 7, and because I like to use PHP 7, I like to use strict types. Like, it's kind of pointless for me to be using PHP 7 without using strict types. Your mileage may vary, etc., etc., etc. I hope you can see this. Okay, let's make the font a little bigger. Why not? There's no harm in making the font bigger. I can't really make the Chrome any bigger unless I go into presentation mode, and I don't like presentation mode. Although it may have been fixed since the last time I've seen it, so I'll check that, before the next stream. But let's make that big. There's no shame in that. So let's declare some variables, I guess. So we want the to number is going to be the to number that TwilioQuest has told me to send a text to. There we go. I know I'm going to need that, so we might as well stick that in there straight away. Oh, of course, we want to enable auto loading first, so we want to do require vendor autoload.php. That gives us access to all of the stuff in the vendor folder, which is the Twilio SDK. So we're going to need to do that, obviously. And then I'm going to need to go into my API and find out API docs and find out how to do this. So, I mean, the docs are right here. Thank you for the follow. Layla codes it. I hope I'm doing okay. It's fine. Layla's a colleague of mine. So yeah, we've done this. We want to use the REST client, so we want to use the Twilio REST client, and then we'll need the account ID and the auth token. Yeah, I'm gonna be like really stupid, I guess, and show my account ID and auth token, and then just cycle it as soon as the stream is over. Hopefully, I'll just keep checking on my credit and check nobody's using this to spam a million people. I mean, I haven't got a ton of credit anyway, so it should be fine. Whether there's a better idea or not, I guess I'll find out for the next stream. So we want to do this, which I can just like do here. Sed token and then client equals new client. We need to import that, and it's a Twilio REST client. I think this is... Oh, it's thrown an exception. I don't care about handling exceptions in this instance. I really don't. I just want to like pass the... I literally just want to pass the Twilio Quest specifications here. So there's my SID right there. I can paste that into here. It should start with an AEC maybe, or maybe not. Right, what we need to do is figure out how I find this stuff out. Oh yeah, it does start with an AC. So there's my SID. So I just went to the home. I just went to my home page, and you can see there's everything I need. I mean... Yeah, you can send messages with my auth token. Congratulations. So we've now got a new client, and then we need to send the message. So what have we got available here? Let's see if we can figure this out without looking at the SMS message. Messaging, perhaps? See if we can figure it out. Send. Okay, I can't figure out. Let's look at the docs. Straight back to the docs. Create. Client messages create, and then the number you'd like to send a message to, and then an array with the from number, which is the number that I own, and then the body. Okay, cool. So, messages create. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I should have prepared my dev setup with some environment variables. You're absolutely right, Etienne. Yeah, I mean, I did kind of think of this, but I had so much on my mind before starting this. I was like, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Of course, I should have thought better of it, but, you know, it is what it is at this point. I trust you. I mean, I should be checking my my account balance, I guess. If this message won't send because I've got no account balance, then yeah, it's my own fault, right? So the to number is the to number. Let's tidy this up. Because even though I'm like writing this throwaway, I still like it to be kind of neat-ish. So we want a from number, which I'm going to stick up here as well, because that's the way I roll. And the number will be one of these tabs, that's for sure, in my numbers. There it is. So there's the from number. So we're sending it from a number that I own. So this is the number I'm gonna send it from. There's my token. The only thing we need then is the body, or the message is a better name, I guess. So remind myself, what should the message be? Greetings, the current time is, and then that. Greetings, the current time is that the end of the token? The N? Yes. The current time is time. Okay, cool. So then we just need to figure out the time. I think I can just like pass it in as a date, as a Unix timestamp. I really think that the Twilio Quest is fine with it not being any kind of crazily formatted timestamp. So we'll try it anyway, right? What's the worst that can happen? So, greetings, the current time is time, blah, blah, blah. And now I need to remember, sorry, my chair's like really uncomfortable. There we go. Then we just need to figure out the API again, because there's an array we need to pass in from and body. Okay. So, sorry if that was too fast. I was just looking at, I should slow down a bit. I was just looking at these docs here, where it says the to number and then an array of data, which is a key called from and a key called body. So I know we need to do that. So from is going to be from number, and body, I guess the variable body wasn't so bad as it is the message. Well, I guess this will give me some kind of response. I'd like to see if it does this. It gives me a message instance, so let's say response equals, and then let's just like var dump the response. I'm just interested to see what it replies with, to see if it was successful. Cool. So we can run this from the terminal. I would normally run this from PHP Storm, but I'm going to run this from the terminal. It looks good to me. Anyone spot any glaring errors? Now's the time. Greetings, the current time is time. Then the key client equals new client. This is just giving me an error because it's saying it has an unhandled exception. This is just giving me an error because it says it's giving me an exception. Really, I should like wrap this in a try catch block, right? But life's too short. So now we want to do PHP sent SMS. I hate that already. Why didn't anyone tell me when I was like typing that it said sent SMS, not send SMS? There we go. So PHP send SMS.php, and then I guess cross our fingers. Okay, well, it gives me a response, which is kind of unexpected, and it put the timing correctly. Yeah. Did it give me a message instance? I mean, I think it worked. Looks good. It looks good to me. Okay. Yep. It says queued. Good with that. Let's see what TwilioQuest says. Complete! Hooray! 500 XP. I'm awesome. Never forget it. Okay. So, new app. Who dis? Difficulty normal. Now that you can send outbound text messages locally, let's complete the circle and learn how to receive text messages in a web application using a Twilio webhook. Create a new web application that replies to incoming text messages. Reply to those messages with which country the sender's phone number is based in, like this. Hi, it looks like your phone number was born in from country. Okay. So I'm going to copy that straight away, right? Because I'm obviously going to need that. And it's going to need to be correct. So it's all good. Now then. This is like where Lazy Gary comes into his own as well. So let's create a new PHP file. I know this is kind of small in the Chrome. I'll try and figure that out before next time as well. We'll just call it send SMS receive SMS. Is that even how you spell receive? I before E except after C. It'll do. Okay, so we're going to receive the SMS. I'm not even going to bother to use a framework or anything for this because realistically I've already got a web server available to me via ngrok where I can just call receive sms.php. Like it's not erroring, but it's working. So why even bother using a framework? Like all I really want to do is to take the body of whatever sent in to me, parse it, and then reply with some TwiML. So I don't think I even need like a framework with a router, not even something like Slim or Expressive. Seems like overkill just to like meet this criteria. So I'm just going to use like raw PHP. Laziness wins again. Now then, there's some good docs on this stuff. So let's find the docs. Add a URL to your application, the SMS route. I didn't do that. Does it allow me to paste? Oh, it doesn't matter, does it? Because I'm going to need to update the webhook anyway. So whatever I use this name is immaterial. Write a controller on a route. I'm not even going to use routes. Sorry, Twilio Quest. I'm already exposing my app using ngrok. Add your ngrok URL plus SMS to the message comes in. Well, I can just change that to what I want it to be. Send a text message to your Twilio phone number and verify that you get the correct reply. Okay, so the important stuff here is for me to find out what data that the Twilio webhook will send to me when I receive an SMS. So I'm going to update that phone number and set the webhook to be my ngrok URL so I can start introspecting what data's coming in. I mean, I guess there's documentation for this, but let's just do it. ngrok.io receive sms.php, and I don't care. I mean, I guess it could be a post or a get. Post seems fine. Okay, and this is where like webhooks get really interesting, because how am I going to see what happens when this when I do something here? So what I could just do is like var dump $_post, right? And that should give me a dump of all of the post variables. Now I don't know, does that show in the PHP web server when I do that? A var dump? No, it doesn't, does it? So I'm going to have to log this to a file, I think. I don't think there's any easier way to do this. I'm open to suggestions here. Like, I really just want to introspect exactly what's being posted to me when I receive a post from one of these webhooks. Sorry, my watch is telling me that it wants me to do like 163 steps, but tough. I guess rbox.app, I don't know what that is, but I trust Matt enough to look at that live on stream. If this is anything untoward, Matt, you owe me a beer, okay? If I get rickrolled here or worse, then request box gives you a URL that will collect the requests made to it. You can then expect them in a human-friendly way. Look at this. Look at this, Matt. You're a clever guy. Fair play to you. Yes, please. Let's take a look at this. So essentially what I can do is I can paste this URL into the webhook, right? And then anything that's any request that's made to that URI will be debugged to the screen here? Is that how it works? Will it just like appear on the screen when requests come in? Hey, let's try it. This is cool. Remind me. I need to remind the people internally that this exists. So let me write this down. Sorry, you're looking behind the curtain here, but like rbox.app. Like I can see that being really useful in demos and stuff. So it doesn't live update, but it like if I, oh okay, but because the URI has got the key in it, if I refresh the page, it'll, yeah, cool. No, that's really cool, Matt. So if I add this to the webhook right here, instead of it being our ngrok, then hopefully we should be able to see exactly what comes in, right? So I'll save that. And then we no longer have like a dog fact endpoint. I don't care about that. Then we send another SMS to... Then we need to send another SMS to the dog box rocks to the SMS endpoint, and hopefully when I give it a couple of seconds for the webhook to hit and then refresh the page, look at that. That's a pretty cool tool, Brenty. I'll give you that. That's a pretty... You're obviously better at web development than playing Apex Legends. That's all I'll say there. So this is what we get, which is super duper great. So we've got... This is essentially what we're looking at is what does Twilio post to our webhook when we receive an SMS, and this is what we can see. So we got access to the to, body, from. There we go with me revealing my phone number to the world again. Kind of need to think about that before the next stream too. And then we've got an SMS ID and we've got a country, blah 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 blah. So this is great stuff. So let's go back to Twilio Quest. And good morning, Brent. How are you doing? Nice to see you. What we want to actually reply is, hi, it looks like your phone number was born in bang. So if we go back to our code, I don't need to add and post anymore, but I can say the message should be, did I include the quotes in my copy and paste? No. Okay, cool. And then what we can do is we can change that into a variable. So it is PHP-ish from country. So all we need to know is the from country. So if we go back to Brunty's amazing rbox.app, which is amazing, we can see that from country, the posted parameter from country holds the data that we need. So we can then just from country, not form country. Talking is hard, right? From country equals post from country. Now, hopefully that should work, right? So now we've got message, hi, it looks like your phone number was born in, and the from country. Now, I know how you can easily respond with TwiML from the PHP SDK. This is like a really easy way. Because what we could essentially do now, right, is we could go bang, and then we could go XML or whatever the hell it is to do it. I can't even remember how to properly do XML. But yeah, life's too short, right? So let's just use the helper that comes with the SDK. So I think it's called a message response. Message response equals new messaging response, I guess. Messaging response? Yeah, that looks like it's right. Hey, you know me, trial and error. So we create a new messaging response. Messaging. PHP Stomp's just moaning here because I can just like import it, and oh yeah, don't forget the autoloader. I'm so glad you're here, Etienne, because like most of the people I know who are in this chat would have totally let me just run this code in an error, but thank you very much for for being that person who doesn't let me do that. So we need to require once vendor. I mean, I don't even know why I'm putting the trailing dot in there, but it's all good. Yeah, without the autoloader, I don't have access to the SDK. So thank you. This is why doing this stuff is so cool. I should do like stream coding more often, like work and stuff. And then we do messaging response is message equals message. Yeah, we probably should, Brent. I've made loads of notes earlier on in the stream about stuff I need to fix. I appreciate you mentioning it. I'll definitely do that next time. That's all good. Brent says that before next stream we should take a look at bumping up the font sizes. Yeah, we should. I can't get this Chrome to be any bigger is my biggest problem. I mean, I could just hide it, right? That kind of solves that problem. And if you're saying the font size is too small, then I'm totally up for making it bigger live on stream. That's you know, let's go extreme. You know, there. How's that? So yeah, we just want to do a message and response now. Now I think message and response has a toString method, so you can just do echo message and response. I'm interested to see if that's the case, because I know you can like just call. You can just echo it out. So I'm assuming it has a toString method. Maybe I'm wrong. toString, yeah, it does. So by echoing it out, you're just casting it to a string, right? And so it just calls the toString method and echoes out the XML, which is superb. That's so convenient. So instead of us having to remember, like, oh, this is how the XML needs to be formatted, then you can just go, oh, just give me a message and response, and this is the message, and then echo out the message response. Essentially, this gives us, like, if we say, I'm just gonna say that if there's no post from country, use UK so that this doesn't error, because now we can test that by hitting our ngrok URL, right? And if we look at the source, yeah, see, it's giving us the XML response that we expect. Yeah, I remembered, Brent, it's fine. Yeah, so it looks like, it's giving us the response XML. So even if the XML ever changes, which are the TwiML changes, which I really hope it won't, but it could, we could move to a new XML version, or we could move to a new TwiML format. Then using the SDK will mean you don't have to, things aren't broken. You can just update the SDK and everything will work. So that's all good. So I think that's working now. We should be able to text the phone number and get the response. It looks like your phone number was born in. I'm going to remove that because I want the actual script to error if I do it wrong. So in this instance, it's going to say, oh, there's no from country, but I want it to do that in the live. In case we're using the wrong form field or whatever, I want it to actually error. So now I need to update my phone number so that instead of using Brunty's amazing rbox.app, again, I can't wait to promote that in our internal Slack afterwards. Then I'm going to say, okay, now use my live SMS. And then I pick up my phone. And another thing on my list is to be able to mirror my phone to my laptop. Don't worry, that'll happen next time. So if I now send hello to the number, I should get a reply saying it looks like you send it from the UK. Hey, it looks like your phone number was born in GB, it says. You probably can't see that, but that's fine. But TwilioQuest will vindicate it for me. So let's see how that does. So we now say enter your Twilio phone number, which I should stop having to copy and paste here, but that's fine. And then verify. Can we make this any bigger? Yeah. World's greatest coder. So again, the TwilioQuest actually asks us to do like, started using the program language and framework of your choice. I PHP. We're PHP, right? We're born for the web. We don't need to worry about frameworks for simple stuff like this. If you're using .NET or something, I guess you would need to have a framework, but we can just do web stuff out of the box. So there wasn't even any point in using a framework. I hope that's useful. Project to-do bot. Now then. Now we're getting into the more interesting stuff. Superb. So, excuse me. Speaking for an hour straight is a lot more difficult than I remember. So we now have a script to send outbound messages and a web app to receive incoming ones. Now let's try building something a little more complicated, a to-do list chatbot. In this objective, you'll build a simple chatbot to help a user keep track of things they need to do. Our to-do bot will support 3 commands: add, remove, and list. Build a small web application to power our to-do bot. Your bot should receive a text message, look at the message's body, and then respond with a confirmation SMS to one of 3 commands. Add the thing to do. So add space and then the thing to do. The add command should add thing to do to the to-do list. For example, add buy milk should add an item named buy milk. List. The list command should return every item on the to-do list in a numbered list. A list of 2 items would return 1 buy milk, 2 wash clothes. Cool. And then remove number. So the remove command should remove an item from the to-do list based on its position in the list. So remove 2 would remove wash clothes. So, okay, cool. To complete this objective, add an item to your to-do list called complete this objective. Your to-do app should reply with an SMS confirming that the item has been added. Then give us the phone number for your to-do bot below. This is a bit more interesting. So Brent says, I think ngrok request inspector might be helpful too if you haven't seen it. It should be running at localhost 4040. We're always learning. Oh, wow. Sorry, Brenty, your amazing app has been superseded. I think your app still's got really good value, mind, if you're not using ngrok or whatever. So I'll definitely still promote it. But that is pretty cool, right? It tells us the headers. That is nice. That is nice. Thanks, Brent. Yeah, that's good. You can see the response as well. I guess that's the benefit of using the proxy, right? That's really nice. Does it give us the posted data? Yeah, right there, look. Nice. Very nice. Things you learn, huh? Note to self, tweet about that after. Cool. We'll leave that up and running. Buy request box. Sorry. Okay, let's remind ourselves what we want to do. We want to have we want to respond to 3 things. Add, and then the thing to add. List, and then remove, and then remove and a number. So let's just take these one at a time. Add, the thing to do. I guess we're going to need some kind of persistence. Any suggestions? I mean, I could just use the session. I could just use like a JSON string that I just dump to a text file. I could use a database. I mean, I don't really want to go all out and connect to a database for this, but it's an option. Any other suggestions? While I take more sips of my tea? No? Well, it's going to be a text file or JSON, I think. I think it's going to be a text file with JSON. Yeah, Brent, I don't think Brenty wrote rbox.app, where you can update the webhook to point to rbox and it'll introspect it onto the screen view, which is really useful if you're not using ngrok. I think we should just use, like, for our persistence, just use like a JSON string that we just dump to a text file between requests. A session would work, right? A PHP session would work because the webhooks come in from the same server, but it probably wouldn't. I wonder if the webhook would actually send the session cookie. It's an interesting question, and I'm interested to just try that out because that's the way I roll. Okay, let's not get distracted here. Let's create a new PHP file called todo.php. And the first thing I'm going to do so that Etienne doesn't shout at me is so set up the auto loading, right? So now I got access to the SDK again. Wonderful. Do we or do we not use a JSON string that we save to the file system? Do we or do we not? Or do we see if sessions work? That's another question. Nah, let's just use a JSON block. No, I don't want to ask Siri. No, let's just use a JSON blob. So let's just say to-do list equals file get contents. Oh, no. Let's do this. Function get to do list. Return void. No, return an array, which is our to-do list. This is me thinking as I code, folks. This is how I work in the real world. So, yeah. Be nice to me. So we want to return an array, right? So we'll say if not file exists to-do.json. We don't actually have a file there. So we'll just return an empty array because we haven't created the file, and we want to just, I'm not just going to create an empty file here, and I'm not just going to like create an empty file and then have to like do that all the time. I'll just say, look, if the file doesn't exist, just return an empty array. That means I can just delete the file when I want to reset the to-do list, which is kind of nice. Otherwise, return JSON, decode, file get contents, to-do.json, and as an array, please. So that looks like it should work, right? Anyone see any big problems with that? This is where I should start writing tests, because I could write a test to vindicate that it'll work, but you know what? I might just do the var dump tests. Am I going to get judged if I don't write tests for this? Here's the question. Tough. Var dump. Yeah, I am going to get judged. Okay. Luckily, your opinion doesn't matter to me, so I'm not that bothered. So let's just see what happens if I just run this. I'm going to start using... should the file get contents be absolutely pathed? It probably should, yes. It probably should. Should the... I guess there's no harm in adding it. I think adding robustness at this point is probably sensible anyway. Does that look better, Kat? Does that look like it? Is that going to be dir is absolute path on the file system, right? I don't even know what you call these runtime constant super constants. Oh yeah. Yeah. Magic constants. Yeah, that'll do. That's what I'm calling them from now on. So this should resolve to an absolute path, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see what happens. I mean, I'm going to use PHP Storm to run this now, because I've set it up to PHP, so I can just use. Oh, that's super small too. Can I make that bigger? Okay. I'm not going to use PHP Storm, but I'll get it fixed for next time. Let's just run it in my terminal so that everyone can see. PHP to-do.php. That's better. So it's an empty array, right? So I guess what we should now do is say make it put to-do list with an array of to-dos that returns a void, so that we can now like write to the file system as well. So, you know, hopefully this will just dump the to-dos to the file system, and I think that should be like file put contents dir to do. I mean, what I really should do at this point is say extract that into I'm using PHP Storm here to do better to do my refactoring. So I'm gonna call that file name, and I'm gonna pull that out of there because I want it to be global, because YOLO. In fact, let's stick it up here above. So now we've got file name, and then that should be available inside the function, right? Now let's pass it in. I like it. String file name, pass it in, and then string file name. Yeah, I know there's a way inside the function that I could add that variable into scope. But you know what? That's such a big code smell that I'm better off just passing it in as a parameter in my mind. Like, I really think that is the better way to do it. So why not do that? So then we're passing in the file name and the to-dos. So now I can say file put contents JSON encode. What's the parameters here? The file name first, sorry, and then JSON encode, and then to-dos. Yeah, does that look good? I mean, I could have put it into scope. Do you know what? The honest truth is, off the top of my head, I cannot remember how you put global variables into scope in global functions. Like, I genuinely can't remember how to do it because I so rarely do it that it's like, how the hell do I do it? So I might as well just pass it in, right? It also means that if I make a mistake here and somehow pass an array to get to-do list, I get like a better error. I get, oh, you're passing an array in and I'm expecting a string. I get the type safety. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Let's move this across, sorry. That looks good to me. So now if I've had get to do list, it's an empty array. And then what I can also do is, let's not var dump anymore. Let's just do a put to-do list and then get to-do list and then file name. And then, so now I just want to like see if this should. Oh, don't start with your unit testing and your assertions, Kat. Come on. Do I really, really want to install an assertion library at this point? No, I can't be bothered. I'm all right. I'll just check the. What I'll do is I'll just check the actual file that's created, and we'll create a file with like a couple of items in it and check it works. Like old school manual testing is fine. So I want to put to-do list. The file name, get to-do list, which will return me an empty array. So I should get an empty array put into the JSON of the. Okay, I should have a JSON file created, which I do. That's a bonus. And if we cat to-do.json, it's an empty array. I'm quite happy with that. Yeah. I mean, Kat, I feel like I've created a monster, given that I spent, I don't know what, 6 weeks teaching you and talking to you about unit testing and preaching it every single day. Then, yeah, I probably should be doing the unit testing, but, you know, it is what it is. So that's great. Now let's just say, what if I want to put the to-do list that has add unit tests and be ashamed as my to-dos. So hopefully if I run this now, we'll see those added to the JSON. Oh, I just ran cat, didn't I? Not PHP to do. Okay, cat. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, it's not formally unit tested, but I'm pretty happy with it. And I know that every time I want to reset, I can just like delete the to-do .json file to get an empty to-do list. So that only took me, 15 minutes, and I can now. It took me 15 minutes, and all I can do is persist stuff between requests. But hey, right? There's got to have been a quicker way to do it than that. But, you know, it is what it is. So let's take a look back at our criteria. So let's handle add something. The add command should add a thing to the to-do list. For example, add buy milk should add an item named buy milk. I was thinking about storing in the session, Cat. I really was. I was thinking about using sessions, but I have no idea if the webhook that's hitting the web server will send the session cookie. I don't know if sessions would actually persist between a webhook. Yeah, I'm not going to use the CLI. This is going to be responded to by the webhook in Twilio. So I'm going to update this URL to say use to-do.php. The only problem I've got here is, like, I honestly have no idea if the webhook will actually take the response header, which has got the session ID in, and then send that response header as a request cookie to persist the sessions between webhooks. I'd have to assume not. I don't think it would. So the best thing I can do is to just like not worry about that. I'm going to be a bit cheeky and I'm going to say I want the webhook to send stuff using a get, because my thinking here is if it's using a get, I can actually manipulate the URL directly from the browser to add and delete stuff to test this, rather than have to keep sending text messages on my phone. Now, I know I could use a post and use curl, but as I've often said, I'm a lazy person who would rather just do this the easiest way that I can. So now if I go to todo.php, I think from my previous examples, if I think it comes in like body, like this, add milk. I think that's how it comes in, like with a capital B body as the parameter. I probably should use ngrok inspect to actually see what happens from a real SMS. Let's do that. Let's just confirm. Or I could have used rbox, of course, but hey, we've already said that's been superseded by a better product. Add play Apex with Brunty. So add that onto my to-do list. Okay. So we should see a GET request. There we go. And now we can see exactly what comes in. Yeah, I could var dump GET, but it's the same problem we get all the time, Kat, is that this is a proxied web. The thing to understand here is this is a proxied web request, so I don't have any access to what gets var dumped, because it just gets sent back to the webhook. But yeah, cheers, Brent. Nice to see you. I'll catch up with you after the weekend. Have a good one. So we don't have any. We could log it to a file, right? We could log get to a file and then look in the logs to see what's been passed in as get. But because we proxy and use an ngrok, we don't even have to worry about any of that stuff. It's just telling us. And I'm right. It's just a capital B body to see what the body is. So add play Apex with Brunty. That's great. So now we know that we can say add milk, and we can do that. So what are we going to do next? I really should have added some unit testing here. Add to do. So let's keep the global list of to-dos in global state, right? I'm okay with that. This isn't some kind of really weird long living app where I probably should use classes and scope and all that stuff. Let's just add it in. So let's add a to-do, and we'll just say the array of to-dos and a string, which is the new to-do. And let's return an array, which will be the modified to-do list. Does that make sense? Or is that stupid? This is where I always fail as a coder. This is where friends of mine can immediately see what the signature of a function should be, whereas I kind of have to guess and then start coding and then go, do you know what? That's not the best thing to do. Function receive to do, return, filter, input, get, body, filter, sanitize, blah, 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 blah. I could use array push, yeah. I could use array push. I really could just use a single line here. You're right. I'm just going to wrap it in a function because I really tend to wrap things and go to functions early. I tend to go to methods early because experience in my coding career has always said that I end up going to methods anyway. So I just tend to go to methods first as last. An array push would be totally fine, but I'm just trying to kind of write this so that I can... What I like about using functions and methods is I can return early. So if I do want to add some sanitization in here or some verification in here, or a validation in here, I can always return early, which is why I always end up writing these things as functions. So it is just an array push at this point. Actually, it's like... I think that's... Strict typing saves me again. So essentially that's just an array push, right? I think that's good. To-dos, empty brackets, just if it works exactly the same as an array push in my mind. I could be completely wrong there, but it's all good. I'm happy with that. I'm happy that works. That's all good. So now what we need to do is we need to say the command equals... This is where things get tricky, and this is where This is where people will be able to shout at me like they just did and say, oh, do it this way, do it that way, because everyone's got their own opinion. But I'm going to do it the way that I feel is the easiest to understand. So the command we're going to say is get body. And yeah, I should check that the command has... No, let's say this. The body is get body. The command exploded body equals... explode body. Is it delimiter first? I always get that stuff wrong. So let's just explode on space, right? And then body. And then we'll say the command equals exploded body naught, or array. Yeah, if we do array shift, gives me the first element of the array. Array shift. I'm happy with that. That just gives me the command in my mind, and then the rest of the string in exploded body. So now I've got the command. So the command will be add, list, remove. I use list. I don't think list would work though, because then I'd have multiple variables I'd have to join together. Because essentially, if I come to the next point, exploded body now contains everything space delimited, but without the command. So I should then say the command is this, and the item is implode with a space exploded body, right? In my mind now, what I've got is two variables, command, which contains the first item in a space delimited command, and then the item, which contains the rest of the command, essentially. I don't know if that's right. Let's check that. Again, unit test 2 would have been so useful, and I wish I'd just gone to it from the beginning. So let's just var dump the command and var dump the item and check if I'm right. This is... So what I'd expect is command to be add and item to be milk. Woohoo! Let's check that it works though with... Yeah. Yeah, look. What did I say, Kat? I knew there's a billion, trillion, zillion different ways to do this. I could have used a regular expression. I could have used string to key. I could have used this. I could have used that. But I'm really kind of happy with what I've done there. I feel like that fits the criteria quite nicely. And I mean, if I came to read this in the future, I kind of would understand exactly what was going on. And you know, my attitude is always readability and maintainability over the like really, really cool code that you can do in one line. Hello, Asgrim the Mighty. Write unit tests. Yeah, can tell you've turned up late, James. Because I've already said I wish I'd written unit tests, but I'm not going to write unit tests, and you can't make me. It's all good. So we have the command and we have the item. So then we can do a switch, I guess. We could do an if blocks. We could do a function. Yeah, this is cool. Let's do this. Let's do function handle command, and then the command and the item. The command should be a string. The item should be a string or null. Can the item be null? List doesn't have an item, right? So will that just be an empty string? What do you think? And then we want to, but what we want to return there is a messaging response, right? So what we'll do then is we'll be able to return early or return this messaging response. How do I import the, return, they've changed the name of that, damn you. So now handle command will be able to do the switch, and it'll be able to return the messaging response when it needs to. So then we can say if command equals add. Oh, should we make it lowercase? Should we be clever and lowercase this? Yeah, we should. String to lower We want the command to always be lowercase, right? So because when I text, I end up having a capital A because my phone automatically puts capital A. So if the command equals add to do. Okay, this is where I have a global. That's okay. Add to do, to-dos, item. And then message in response equals new message in response, because we're always going to want to return a message in response. Message in response, message equals. I don't think the TwilioQuest actually forces us to add something. I don't think it actually add the Brunty, add the task. I don't think it actually forces us to return anything, but like good usability says that we should return something, right? So let's say added the item as the message and then return the message in response. So this, I think this should work now, right? If we handle the command here. We handle the command here with the command and the item and the to-dos, sorry. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear. You can send an SMS injection all you want. I mean, I'm only coding for the TwilioQuest. Do you know what I've done here though? What I've done here, which I thought I was being super clever. What I thought I was doing here to be super clever is say, oh look, I've created a message response and returned it, but I need to return the modified to-dos as well. And now I've coded myself into a corner. So James Asgrim has a question: how are the exceptions handled if Twilio receives a 5 error or whatever from this? Apologies if it's already covered. So we set this webhook up here to say go to the to-dos. And do it in a get. So when I send a message, go to a to-do. So if I throw an exception here, right? If we throw an exception, and then we send an SMS, this is worth repeating, James, even though you came late and then, wanted to like, throw this out there. I'll still cover it because I like you. If we see this Asgrim as a fool, so if I send an SMS to trigger the webhook, right? I'm only sending an SMS to that number on my phone so I can trigger the webhook. We don't get any response from the SMS because it's returned with a 500. But if we go back to the control panel, you can see I've got this flashing debugger icon to say, oh, one of the webhooks that you've set up has responded with something that it shouldn't be responding with. And if we opened it here, you can see that it's saying, oh, the provided XML does not conform to TwiML. And you can see what the response was right here. So you can see that it's like giving me the response of what the hell has happened that's not a correct response in the debugger. It does make life a ton easier. I hope that answers your question. Now I've procrastinated long enough on what to do here. Any suggestions on how I can... Like, I could pass this by reference, right? But that's so bad. That's just so bad that I even feel bad doing it. I could pass to-dos by reference. I don't even know how to do that. I do it so rarely. Is it like that? Is that passing it by reference? Does that update to-dos if I... Have I just done something like really, really, really bad? Add to-do writes it, yeah. Oh, so I need to do it here as well, you're saying, yeah? No, add to-do, to-dos. equals add to do. Yeah, add to do writes it and returns it. That's not the problem. The problem here is that I want to return a message response and I want to return the updated to-dos. Because I want to, like... Yeah, I could refactor file name to be a constant. That's true. I'm not kind of worried about that at the moment. I'm more worried about how I can return two things or refactor so I don't need to return two things. I mean, I'm interested to see if this stupid passing by reference works, even though I know that James and Kat and some other people will completely judge me for it. Did I remove the exception? No. I honestly have never... Oh, it does work, though. Okay. I know you're judging me. I could refactor file. I know you're judging me. That's fine. You judge me all you want. You know about passing by reference, James. Is that how it works? If I just add the @ here, then it'll update it in the global state as well as in the array here. Okay, so yeah, save to do. I know I need to save to do. It's fine. I'm going to save to do at the end. I'm going to pull the message response out of handle. Then I'm going to save to do's. No, write to do's. Right? No. Put to-do list. Yeah, I really badly named this stuff. So I think this should work now, right? I think this should work. What I want to do is I want the flow of this to be the way. So the first thing I do is I get the to-dos from the to-do list. Then I get the body. Then I parse the body. Then I handle the response because that's going to like modify the to-dos. And then I want to put the to-do list to the disk. And then I want to echo message in response to echo the response. So this should technically add to the to-do list now. I'm happy. The command could pull add and put to-dos, but I just prefer to put the to-dos, like, do it in order, pull them out of the file, figure out what I'm supposed to do, handle what I'm supposed to do, put the modified to-do list, and then echo the message response. Your way's totally fine too, Kat. I agree. So let's see if that works. So this should add... I can return... You can avoid returning to-dos from the add function at this point. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. I don't really want to pass by... Yeah, I think I need to return it because I don't want to pass by reference or whatever the hell you call that horrible evil add. So if I add to do now, it says played Apex with Brunty, which is nice. And this should give us the TwiML, so you'll get a text message back. So if anyone wants to text... something to... +44 7480 736 685. It should actually add something onto this list. This add, you need to add space and then whatever you want. It should work. You know, it should be. Oh, missed the number. +44 7480 36685. Again, I'll stick that on the overlay in future if people want to play along, because I'm interested to see if this works. Because now if we go to the to-do.json, we've got one item in there. And hopefully if somebody adds something, and I should be able to see that in ngrok, right? This is going to... I'll try not to reveal anyone else's number. Hello, this is great. Yeah, you do need to use the word add or it'll like not work because you're adding items to the list. Whoever tried it, thank you. But you do need to use the keyword add at the beginning. That's what the Twilio Quest said. Add thing to do, add space and then thing to do. Thank you anyway, whoever that was. I'm going to try it on my phone to see if it works. Add... Set up next stream. Okay, it should respond with added and then whatever you added. Woohoo! It worked for me. It worked for James. That's good. Let's take a look at the JSON file. There we go. Look at this. It's working. So the JSON is persistent. It. Gary is a silly person. I wonder who sent that. Get a pint with people at DPC. That's a very good to add. Excellent job. So we can see that the ad is working. Cool. Next, if we do list, we should be able to actually read these back out, which is nice. And we should then just be able to add another command in here. Let's space this out a bit better so that we can see what we're doing. So if the command equals list, we don't need to modify the to-dos. That's nice. We just do message in response, message, and the body is going to be, I guess, an implode. Did it say how it'd like the list to come back? The list command should return every item on the to-do list in a numbered list. Okay, that's not quite as easy as I thought. Never mind. Definitely not me. Yeah, okay. I believe you. So let's just do a loop, because I can't really be bothered to... Let's just create a message and do a loop. Because why not? I'm always open for ways to avoid doing loops, by the way. You can't not improve nothing. No, I can't. Any shout outs on how to improve this loop, I will definitely do that refactor, okay? That's for sure. So message is equal not for each to-dos as key equals to-do. Message dot equals key plus 1, because I guess the key is going to start from 0, and it should look like this. 1 dot space. Okay, so dot space, and then the to-do. I guess that's like, whoa! What happened there? Array reduce to-dos to a string. I don't know how to do that. Am I going to be embarrassed by saying I genuinely don't know how to use array reduce? Like, it's totally and utterly passed me by. I don't know. What have you done there, Kat? Implode with a new line, an array map function item, return key item. Nah, I mean, that's even scarier than what I've done. Is it going to be more performant, do you think? Let's see if this works. Then I'd like to try your code, Kat, to be honest. Because this is where I find this stuff to be fun. I'd also like to try and do an array reduce, because like that is also fun. So message and response, message. That looks like it should work though, right? Yeah, mob programming. This is what I love about this kind of stuff. I really do. So message in, message, blah, 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 and then we return the message response. So I think this should actually work now. Let's try it. You could text in if you want, but I'm just going to... Or you can just like hit the ngrok if you want. Okay. Oh, I need to put a space at the end of each line. Let's see what TwilioQuest says about that though. Because I don't know what... It needs to be accurate, I would guess. Yeah, just an empty space at the end of each to-do. It doesn't want a new line, Cat. Otherwise, you know, it might not... It might not actually like parse correctly in the automatic TwilioQuest thing. So, hi Gary, I'm watching but not a Twitch member. JJog, thank you. Right tests, yes. Right tests is the pertinent thing here. Number 5, thank you. And whoever number 6 is, right, I'm watching but I'm not a Twitch member. Welcome, whoever you are. It's nice to see you. Thank you. So this looks like this works to me. So if I text, I mean, you could text list if you wanted. That's fine. But I mean, I'm quite happy that's working. And then the next thing we need to do is remove, right? So we'll come back. Let me do the remove, and then we'll come back on how we can improve the list, because I'd like to like get remove done, because that's a good place for us to finish. But then we've got a bit of time to refactor this stuff, because refactoring is the fun. Remove and then number. So the command is remove. The item is the number. The remove command should remove an item from the to-do list based on its position in the list. Okay, that seems reasonably straightforward. So if command equals remove, to-dos equals unset. Unset? Is that going to work? This is actually trickier than I thought. Unset an array splice would definitely work, but I'm getting a number. An array splice would work. Yeah, you're right. Because the array splice would take the to-dos as an input, and then the offset, which would be item -1. Unset leaves the key unchanged. Yeah, I'm not even worried about the key though, because I'm going to be serializing it back to JSON. I mean, unset should work here, right? Because I'm just serializing this. I'm not going to be like referencing the keys again. Unset to do's. What's the parameters for? Is it item -1 and then to do's? Does that look like it should work? And do I need to pass that back into a... It'll change the JSON though from array to object. Yeah, let's try it. I agree. I agree with Etienne. I'm all for trying this stuff. I just can't remember if unset works by it returns void. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, you could command click through these the PHP functions so that you can actually see the documentation without losing PHP Storm. So that's fine. It should unset there, which is good. And then we say messaging response message removed item $item return messaging response. Hopefully that will work. It may not. Let's see it. Ask away, cat. No problem. So let's remove 2 because I really don't like 2. Oh! Now then. Does the quest require then name? No, it's a number the quest requires. The quest requires you say remove and then the number, and the number will relate to the number from the current list. So hopefully that's okay. I don't think I've ever written anything that gives me a T pamium nekudotayim. So that's pretty cool. Line 43. Let's see what's going on there. Oh, I know why. It's because it doesn't take 2 parameters. It takes 1 parameter. Right? That's why. That's how you... It's a Hebrew for 2 colons. Oh, okay. Is that a Welsh accent? It is a Welsh accent. Welcome, Zailazar. Nice to see you. Yeah, I'm sitting here in Swansea in Wales, in South Wales. So let's see if this works. Removed item 2. Okay, but did it actually work? List. Oh, you're right, look. It did work, but it did exactly what Etienne said it was going to do. And it didn't leave the key. I know a hack to get the keys to be rejiggled. I think if you like array flip twice, it resets the keys. Am I totally bonkers here? Oh, I can't do it in line. It's okay. Array values. Okay, cool. Thanks, Kat. This is definitely showing my ignorance working with arrays. Something I've avoided for so long, and now I'm doing it like live on stream, showing my ignorance with working with arrays. It's because I was always taught when I worked for Rove not to use arrays. I was taught to use value objects. That's the truth of it. This is not just complete ignorance on my behalf, honestly. Now then, my to-do list is already like broken at this point. So if we remove 3 though, it should fix itself, right? It should fix itself. Hooray! I'm awesome. Also, chat is awesome. Thank you, chat. This is really cool. So we've got 1, 2, 3. I just want to check that if I, for example, remove 3, because I'm not going to write tests. So let's remove 3. it does just like remove what it should and then list. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then people keep adding to the list as we go, which is really nice. Thank you, people, but not thank you. So let's pass this quest on, and then we'll use the last like 10 minutes to figure out the refactoring of the list, because I really, really like that kind of thing. So what we actually need to do here is to complete this objective, add an item to your to-do list called complete this objective. Full stop. Your to-do app should reply with an SMS confirming that the item has been added. Then give us the number for your to-do bot below. So could I ask, like, really kindly for people to not actually add anything to this while we're trying to while we're actually trying to complete the Twilio Quest. So let's delete to do. Now we should be able to list this and it's empty. Then we quickly add, before anyone else does anything, complete this objective. Then we list, and we've got complete this objective. Then we take the phone number and paste it into Twilio Quest quickly before anyone else like James can spoil my fun and verify. And hopefully we win the quest. Woohoo! Yeah. Yes, so this is Zylazar. I'm a developer advocate at Twilio, and I've been doing PHP for 20 years, I guess. And I'm just trying to work through the Twilio Quest, which is a like an RPG type game that you can do to learn about what Twilio is and how it works. So yeah, I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm trying to do this in a way that is kind of self-explanatory, but you do need to know a bit of PHP to you do need to do a bit of PHP to be able to understand what's going on here. Did the Twilio Quest add something as well? Yeah, it did. Right, that's it. No, if this is Friday by, do I dare look at this? This is going to be Friday by Rebecca Black. And don't forget, I can actually see who added this to the... Oh, it's Rick Road. Okay. I wonder if the Twilio Quest app rickrolled me there. I bet the Twilio Quest app rickrolled me. Let's take a look. I bet it did. That's exactly the kind of thing that the Twilio Quest people would do. No, it's someone else. I won't say who it is, though. I won't give the number away. So that's cool. So I guess we leave it there because we've only got like 10 minutes left let's see what the next objective is, just in case. I mean, that's a pretty cool, like, small app to build right there using SMS. If I'm going to put my marketing head on, which I don't very often, like, this is completely over-engineered. But it's pretty simple, right? To just be able to interact with stuff using SMS. I love that. I really do. When you send a text message with Twilio, your message doesn't just disappear into the ether. You can verify that your messages are delivered and even get real-time updates via webhooks of their journey to the recipient. Let's enhance how to do that by tracking our reply messages delivery progress. When building messages, TwiML to build a reply message to incoming SMS. Use the action attribute to subscribe to updates on the reply message delivery progress. Show every update you receive for an outgoing reply message, including when it's delivered to you. Delivered. You can add a UI to your project or print the status updates to your terminal, whatever you prefer. Okay, I'm not going to do that today. We'll do it next time. So let's have a look then. So we've got the list method. This is my way of creating the message. Which new way do you want me to try first? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Do you want to fix yours, Kat, so that I can just copy and paste it in, or do you want me to try and fix it? The implode. Up to you. Up to you. And someone else said, Etienne said an array reduce, yeah? Let's see. An array reduce sounds interesting. I don't know what even array reduce does. Array reduce. Iteratively reduce the array to a single value using a callback function. Sounds perfect. It sounds perfect. You got to go and eat ketchup. Yeah, okay, I'm finishing in 10 minutes anyway, so thanks, Kat. And I guess Asgrim's off as well. Thank you very much, both. Iteratively reduce the array to a single value using the callback function. Parameters the array input. The callback is a callback, and the initial is optional. Okay, I like that. So let's try that. Message equals array reduce to-dos. And then a function, I guess, with key value. Let's hope that it takes the key and the value. Does that look good, Etienne? Does that look reasonable? Oh. I'm sat here looking at some XSS wondering if it's worth it. No. It's not worth it, Brunty. It's definitely not worth it. Let's just do this for now. Yeah, you could do what you want now. Let me turn ngrok off quickly. There you go. Now you can do whatever you want with your stinking XSS attack. Message equals array reduce. So sorry, Etienne. The first one is the carry. You don't have the key, just the item as a second argument of the callback. Okay, but we could figure out the key from that, right? We could definitely figure out the key from that. So we get this. Let's check that I've got the parameters correctly. Command P in PHP Storm, because, you know, I don't mind. The input is an array. The function, which is a callable, and then the third parameter is the initial. So let's just set it to an empty string as the initial. So now I need to figure out how the hell I do this. So does it get... The first one is the carry. Oh, I see. Input array. Function. So this is like the message that gets passed from each iteration over the... This is like, it'll get passed in after, so it'll be empty because I've set an initial value for the first item, and the second item it'll be whatever I return. That's super cool actually, because we can probably do return message dot array. Can we do an array key? How do we find out the key if we've got a value? Array key. Array keys. How do I find out the key? Any guesses for that? This is cool. Just increment an integer every time. Will that work? Will it stay in scope? So if I say count equals naught. Does that work? No, key array will... No, I didn't think... I for a moment, I was super excited, Kat, thinking that's something. Pass it as an initial. Okay, so the initial isn't the initial value of the carry then, right? The initial is the... yeah, you're not iterating. So... Naught. I don't understand. And return it along with a message. Okay, so you're saying that if I pass, I do this, yeah? Count equals naught message equals, yeah? And then I do, then I've got access to this in the carry, which is a better name now that it's not just the message, yeah? So then I can say message equals carry message. This is cool stuff, by the way. Thank you so much, because I love to learn. Dot. And then carry count, yeah? Look at me mixing my initial is, if the optional initial is available, it will be used at the beginning of the process as a final result in the case the array is empty. I think this is right, Kat. I'm happy to be wrong here, by the way, but I'm going to try it anyway, okay? Because I'm interested to... I don't really understand what you've said there, but I will understand it shortly when I've actually started using this properly. So we're going to say the message equals carry message dot carry count. So we need to remember to add a space at the end. Dot, and then dot space. And then this is the item, right? This is the actual item. We're doing it wrong. Does that look right, or does that look wrong? Pass an array to initial will not pass through to the second instance carry. Yeah, but won't what I return pass through to the second instance carry? That's what I'm saying. So I've... Oh, pissing Siri. So I've got a message here. Then I've got a count, which should be equal to carry... count plus plus, yeah? So now I've got a message and a count, so now I just return count equals count. This may be completely wrong. Yeah, sorry, Kat, this isn't about like doing it a better way. This is literally just about me learning about array reduce, because it's not something I've ever used in Anger, and I always love to learn this stuff. So does that look good, Etienne? So I'm returning the mutated version of the carry. Yeah, cool, sweet. But then message is going to have to be message, right? Because I'm going to do an array access, because the last return is going to return an array which is count and message. Is that right? Yeah, cool. So this is, yeah, I know this is messier than the for each. Like, the for each is much easier to read and stuff, but there's got to be times when I'm going to be coding and I really need to do something like this where it's not messier. So I'm really excited to see if this works, to be honest. Oh, yeah, I didn't open the tunnel. That's fine. It's okay. It's okay. That's because Bronte was threatening me with XSS attacks. So, oh, everything's not though. Okay, everything's not. So I feel like we're close here. I feel like we're really, really close. I really feel like we're really close here. So this is not getting set. Why is that not getting set, do you think? Is it because my knowledge of plus plus is completely wrong? Because I just carry count plus plus, right? Yeah, my bad. My bad. So that looks good now. It should start from 1 though. That's my only mistake here. Like, I think that's just so cool. Yeah, I know. I got that, Kat. Yeah, when I plus plus, it returns the value to count before it updates it. I can just use +1. That's super cool. I really, really like that. Like, it's not more useful than the way I've done it up here, in my mind, to be honest with you. Because, yeah, it's just messier, but it is still cool. I really, really, really like that. Thank you so much. Cool. So I hope everyone's enjoyed. I'm going to wrap it up. 2 hours is enough for any Welshman. It's 3 o'clock. I've got a blog post to finish, then I'm going to the pub. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. This has been really good fun. I'm definitely going to keep doing this like 2-3 times a week. So hit me with a follow if you would like to see the next part of this learning journey of TwilioQuest. I hope, my intention isn't this to be a massive, a huge, the to-do list can't be updated, Kat. I've gotten rid of the webhook. Sorry. I'm hoping this isn't a huge Twilio sales thing. This is not a huge Twilio sales thing. This is just me enjoying hanging out and coding. Go to a Welsh pub, have a Welsh pint, and play some Welsh pool. I'm definitely going to do that tonight. So yeah, I'm hoping to do this 2 or 3 times a week. I need to do this for my job, so I might as well be streaming, trying to figure out Twilio Quest as anything else. So thank you very much. If you're not already doing so, hit me a follow and you'll get a notification next time. Well, there we go. Someone has hit a follow. Thank you very much indeed to What Letters for the follow, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.